Hello, my name is Navigator. In today's video we have quite a lot to get through. I'm going to try to get through it as soon as possible, but this is going to be a Western New York toy haul. So if you're curious what the WNY means in the title or in the thumbnail, that's what we're talking about. So I went out to Buffalo this weekend to visit my girlfriend, and we stopped at Orion Toys and Collectibles along with That 80s Toy Shop. I stopped at Larger Than Life in Clay, New York as well, but that was kind of ho-hum. And we also hit up Joe D's Toy and Comic Show actually today, and that was in Sanborn, New York. I hit that one up, I think in October when it happened, or maybe even before that. But it's a really good show, and I got to see some good friends and get some great stuff. So with that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to go over where I got everything and where I got it from. Might not be in order, but, we'll go through it. So starting with these two things here, these are going to be some discounted G.I. Joe classified figures that I actually grabbed at Orion Toys and Comics in Depew, New York. And we have Dusty here, who's actually a Joe that I had when I was a kid, and I've always wanted the classified version of him. This is going to be the Tiger Force variant, and then we also have the Cobra Copperhead, the Python Patrol variant of him. So two just pretty decent characters. Of course, one for Cobra, one for Joe, and there we go. The next thing that I have here is going to be from That 80s Toy Shop, and I'll try to go in order. I'll do my best, but this is going to be something that I didn't even know existed. But this is actually a 12-inch DC Universe Classics action figure. It's called from the line Giants of Justice. As far as I can tell, they only made Croc, like two variants of Batman, Superman, and the Flash. There's a prototype of Green Lantern floating around there on eBay. They have less actually articulation than the DC Universe Classics, but they are 12-inch, and this is really, really cool. It was only $15 at That 80s, so shout out to them. And I think this will actually scale and look really cool with a 6-inch Batman figure, my DC Universe Classics, and I have the whole Batcave display, and I think that he will look just awesome there. I don't have this version of the DC Universe Classics Killer Croc. I actually have the other versions. This is really cool. It's a totally unique item. I did not know that they made these at all, these 12-inch DC Universe Classics figures, but this is actually insane. There's not a ton of articulation, like I said, pretty much just like 5 to like 10 POA, maybe like, I don't even, less than 10, but it is still very cool. So we have that. All right, and then the other things that we got here from That 80s, let's see if I can dig through here. Where can we start off? All right, well, these two guys, I guess I can go through some loose G.I. Joe classified, that being the Cobra Crimson Viper, or I think that's what it's called, and then the Cobra Viper Officer. So that is really cool. Just two kind of army builders to add to my G.I. Joe collection. Those are only $15 each. Or excuse me, one of them was 24. This one was $15. Still very cool. I missed out on a leather neck though. I was kind of upset about that, but that's okay. All right. Anything else from That 80s? Yeah, we got a couple of Real American Hero G.I. Joes, the first of which is going to be a 1992 Destro, and this is really cool. He has the card back and everything along with his accessories, which is really sweet. And as you guys know, I'm building out my kind of 3 3/4-inch scale Real American Hero styled G.I. Joe figures, so we have that as well. What else? I know that there was one more. It's Wild Bill. Where is he? Right here. We also grabbed Wild Bill. This is the version 2 where he's kind of in like that cavalry uniform, and I really like how this looks. Has all the accessories, and that is just going to look great on my display shelf. I'm actually looking over at it right now. And then I think that's it from That 80s. One more thing. I do apologize. This is going to be the Masters of the Universe, I think Revelations version. Zodak, really cool. I'm kind of getting rid of the rest of my Masters of the Universe collection, but I'm a big fan of this character, Zodak. Kind of like the Cosmic Enforcer, and he comes with a little gun, too. So that's kind of cool. But I thought that'd be cool to add to the collection. All right, and then everything else here we got at either Orion Toys and Collectibles or Joe D's Toy and Comic Show or eBay. Let's go over the two eBay items really quickly. That being a Real American Hero, I think it's Talon, right? Talon Raptor over here on the left, and that's in really good condition. Grab this on eBay. Really no looseness at all, so that is beautiful. And then also Mercer. Mercer, a really cool G.I. Joe. He's kind of like the in-betweener type guy, and that is in great condition as well. I just love how that looks. That is super sweet. Cannot wait to add those to the shelf. All right, and then everything else, we can kind of just go in order. Let's go with Orion. All right, let's start with Orion. I may have already said that, I apologize, but, and that's not even from Orion. See, I'm all over the place tonight, guys. This is going to be the complete Dreadnought Torch figure. Very cool. I got the Thunder Machine, as you guys saw in my most recent video, and I'm trying to build out the rest of my Dreadnoughts. This is very cool. I love the jeans, love the sunglasses and the bandana. He comes with this flamethrower and the card back as well, which is really cool. I like collecting those. I like collecting these card backs. very cool to have like the kind of the bios of them. The other one that we grabbed was going to be I think it was only like $10, a Shipwreck. I did recently get a Shipwreck. This one was in slightly better condition than the other one that I got, just the knees. So I think I'm going to trade out that other one. But still, shout out to Blast from the Past Toys and Comics for giving me that original Shipwreck. But still, this one's pretty sweet. He's missing some other pieces, but he does come with the parrot, which is really cool. So, big fan of Shipwreck. All right, what else do we have? I think this is the last thing, or no, second to last thing from Orion. This is going to be the version 2 Gung Ho, where he has the bandana on and like the really cool American flag and the M60. This is pretty sweet. Got that for $20. I just love how that looks. That's definitely my favorite version of Gung Ho from this era. And then we also got a little playset here. This is actually going to be, I forget what it's called. I don't know if he labeled it at all, or they, I should say. It's like the outpost, something like that, or the station. I don't know, station 1, station 2. I don't really know what's going on here, but it's just like this, like the machine gun bunker. So we have that, and then we have a little bag of accessories, and that includes the machine gun, the ladder, the flag, and then I think there's maybe a couple other 2 things, or the spotlight, I should say, sprinkled in there as well. But that is going to look great on my shelf. It's really cool to have these kind of smaller play sets. If you guys know of like smaller G.I. Joe play sets, just let me know what they are. I'm kind of getting into this line, and I need to familiarize myself with all the things that were released, so we have that as well, and that was in really good condition. I grabbed that for $35, which I thought was a fair price. And then that is going to be it from Orion. The rest of the stuff here we got at Joe D's Toy and Comic Show. So the first thing we should go over is some of the literature that I grabbed. We have the Super Collectible Fest, Sunday, May 24th, and where is this? Oh, Batavia, New York. That's actually pretty close. So there you go. May 24th. Not bad. I'll try to make it out to that guy. I'll try to make it out there. My tongue is tied today. I'll try to make it out there and let you guys know. Our member YouTube channels and stores. Very interesting. Okay. Oh, I think this is for the, this is for the Western New York Diecast show. So if you guys are big fans of like Hot Wheels and stuff like that, that is really cool. So we have that. Some of the other literature, a little ad for Fox Prowl Toys and Comics. They're in Batavia as well. A really cool store. Actually, shout out to this, one of my friends on Facebook. He actually stopped there today and made a cool little video. You guys can check it out in the New York State New York State Figure Collectors Facebook group. But we have that. Shout out to one of my friends who kind of handed me these as well. The Hilton Apple Festival Card, Toy, and Collectible Expo in Hilton, New York. I got to find out where that is because I want to hit this up. But that's going to be coming October 3rd and 4th. And then this was the event that I hit up today. Joe D's Comic Book and Toy Show. So that was really cool. And they added Lobo there on the cover. Very sweet. Love that a lot. So that was awesome. And then here is what I grabbed. The first thing from Fox Prowl, we grabbed this really cool sets of gold bars. And I've been looking for something like this. I talked about it in some recent videos when I was collecting my Sergeant Savage line. And I really wanted these gold bars to kind of make like a Kelly's Heroes-esque display. And this is exactly what I needed. Apparently they came from a G.I. Joe thing as well. But I got this for $5. So I got this like really cool set of gold bars, like loose and in stacks and kind of columns or whatever you want to call it in a box. And that is super sweet for $5. So that was an awesome grab. Can't wait to mess around with those. I'm going to get some of the literature out of the way here. The rest of the stuff here is just going to be some DC Universe Classics, G.I. Joe, and some Legos. So to start off with the DC Classics, we have an Amazo from my guy Sean. That was $25. Super sweet. I can't wait to add that to my Justice League shelf. And then I don't have it yet, at least as far as I know, but I don't have it yet. And I kind of wanted to add, and if I do, I'm going to have to trade it off. But we have a Gem, Son of Saturn. And that is really cool. He's a really cool character. I actually got his like first issue comic and read it. It was not bad. But we have Gem and Amazo. And then a really sweet pickup for only $20. I actually got a Footloose who's in great condition. Didn't have any weapons, but he came with the helmet as well. I don't even know if it's his helmet necessarily. But I love just like the Vietnam looking version of him. That is super cool from a Real American Hero. We have that. And then finally here, kind of the icing on the cake almost. This was such a unique thing to find. We found these Napoleonic War Lego figures, and you guys know me, I'm a huge fan of Sharp. So to start off with here, we have a French Napoleonic officer, which is really sweet. Comes with a gun and a sword. And then we also have two of the same of these 95th rifles, and that is super sweet. I think I showed it off recently, but I made kind of like custom versions of these, and I wish it would focus. Here, let's just go one by one on these. They're identical, so I guess I only need to show off one. Come on, zoom in there. There we go. And that just looks awesome. Tons of detail. The gun looks great. The Baker rifle. The bag is even like a little bit different. Just looks awesome. I think you can store oh no, you can't store anything in there, but super cool. Can't wait to turn these into Major Sharp and Harper. That's going to be absolutely phenomenal. But folks, I will leave it there. Once again, a Western New York toy hunt haul. We stopped at That 80s Toy Shop in Tonawanda, New York, Orion Toys and Collectibles in Depew, New York, Joe D's Comic and Toy Expo, I guess you could say. Is it the Expo? Yeah, it's the Expo. In Sanborn, New York, we stopped at Larger Than Life today, but that was kind of a blink and you miss it. And then, I don't know, shout out to everybody else. My tongue is tied. I need a drink of water. I'm going to leave it there, folks. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care. Now, it focuses, of course. Great. Just now.